Mehregan, or Mehregan Feast, in Persian, Jashn-e-Mehregan, is a Zoroastrian and Iranian festival celebrated in honor of Mithra, or Mehr, the Persian god of light, knowledge, and commitment, and hence interpersonal relationships such as friendship, affection, and love. The ancient Indo-Europeans believed Mithra to be the protector of green fields, and at the same time, the destroyer of drought and famine. To them, Mithra was symbolized by the first rays of sun at dawn. It should also be noted that in Pahlavi, sun means Mehr, and Mehregan is the celebration of the sun and the welcoming of winter ahead. By the 4th century BC, Mehregan was observed as one of the Zoroastrian name day feasts, a form it retains even today. These name day feasts are festivals celebrated on the day of the year when the day name and month name dedicated to a particular divinity intersect. There are altogether 11 of these feasts. Since 11 divinities have both day name and month name dedications. Of these 11 name day feasts, only 2 continue to have a wide following in Iran. These are Mehregan, dedicated to Mithra or Mehr, and Mithregan, dedicated to Tishtria or Tyr. As such, Mehregan is observed on the 8th or 9th of October, which corresponds to Mehr Day, or the 16th of Mehr, the 7th month of the Iranian calendar. According to the 10th century poet Ferdowsi in the epic of Shahnameh, the victory of Freydun and Kaveh, the first Iranian legendary heroes, over Zahak, the Persian mythical tyrant, happened on Mehr Day. Having lost 18 of his sons to Zahak's serpents, Kaveh, a working-class blacksmith with nothing more than a brave heart and the support of his people, decides to end this vicious cycle and destroy this evil king. According to the legend, on this day, several gods and goddesses moved down to the earth and helped Freydun and Kaveh to defeat and eventually chain Zahak within the top of the Mount Damavand, where he died from his wounds 6 days later. Mehregan is also a harvest festival, often compared to Thanksgiving in North America. In the United States, Thanksgiving is celebrated on the 4th Thursday of November, and in Canada, on the 2nd Monday in October. In fact, in Iranian tradition, Mehregan is a celebration of Thanksgiving between family and friends and charity to the poor. During pre-Islamic and early Islamic Iran, Mehregan was celebrated with the same magnificence and spectacle as Nowruz at Persepolis. And as a tradition, on the day of this great festival, Darius the Great used to identify and to destroy Gamada, the false king. Mehregan was the time for harvest, but it was also the time when the taxes were collected. Visitors from different parts of the Persian Empire brought gifts for the king, all contributing to a lively festival. Later, Sasanian kings followed the same tradition, with celebrating Mehregan on the month of Mehr and Mehr Day. In ancient Iran, it was customary for people to send or give their king and each other gifts. It was common for people to give presents that they personally liked. Rich people usually gave gold and silver coins. Heroes and warriors gave horses, while others gave gifts according to their capacity. Gifts, over 10,000 gold coins, given to the royal court were registered. At a later time, if the gift giver needed money, The royal court would then return twice the gift amount to the peoples in need. Kings gave 2 audiences a year, one audience at Nowruz and the other at Mehregan. During the Mehregan celebrations, the king wore a fur robe and gave away all of his summer clothes. Today, Mehregan is celebrated by many Iranians. In the Zoroastrian tradition, a special table is laid with the fire vase or an incense burner, a copy of the Holy Avesta, a mirror for self-reflection, water as a source of life, various grains for prosperity, fruits, especially pomegranates and apples, flowers, sweets, nuts, such as almonds or pistachios, wine, coins, and candles. A burner is also part of the table setting for kondor, and espan to be thrown on the flames. A Zoroastrian religious leader, in Persian Mobed, recites appropriate prayers, especially Mehr, a short prayer in the Avestan language in praise of Mithra. A talk is given to signify the occasion, and food is consumed. A poem is read to glorify the festival, and the participants of the party dance to the tune of music until late at night. After the Mongol invasion of Iran, the feast celebration of Mehregan lost its popularity. Zoroastrians of Yazd and Kerman continued to celebrate Mehregan in an extravagant way. In a non-Zoroastrian context, where Mehr or Mithra is no longer worshipped, Mehregan still remains a celebration amongst family and friends, but it is today recognized as a harvest festival. The festival symbolically ends with bonfires and fireworks, but should not be confused with Sadeh, which likewise celebrates with bonfires but occurs at the end of the calendrical year.